Hi guys, it is the Killster here for CKTV and my TikTok channel. So I just thought I'd come on, do a little video based on wrestling today, and I've everybody talks about this Mount Rushmore of pro wrestling, and everybody's giving their opinions, giving their Mount Rushmores. Different wrestlers, past wrestlers, legends, and that gave their opinions on who's their Mount Rushmore. So I've decided I'm going to give my Mount Rushmore of pro wrestling. This is kind of a series. This is the first of the videos on my week series about it. But the first one, I'm going to do different categories. But today, I'm going to do my overall Mount Rushmore. So, as we know, of course, the original Mount Rushmore is the four first presidents of the United States. But now in the wrestling world, they decided they're going to make who is the Mount Rushmore of pro wrestling. A lot of people have the likes of John Cena, Ric Flair, who's are big candidates because John Cena is regarded these days as the best of all time. Flair is regarded by a lot of people as the greatest in-ring wrestler of all time, one of the greatest promos of all time. But in my opinion, you can't look by the one and only Hulkster. Hulk Hogan, the immortal Hulk Hogan, Hollywood Hogan in his later days with NWO. You just can't deny Hulk Hogan being on that Mount Rushmore. So my number one pick on the Mount Rushmore would be the immortal Hulk Hogan. My number two, and of course Hogan won the World Championship 12 times in his career, so like that's a big deal. One of the top five as far as the amount of times. Um, my number two on the Mount Rushmore would have to be Macho Man Randy Savage. Definitely one of the mega powers with Hulk Hogan back in the day. He's definitely one of the greatest high flyers as well as great kind of power wrestler as well in his later career. But I definitely in my top four, Randy Savage, and overall definitely for me as a Mount Rushmore entrant. I think he was, as far as world champions goes, intercontinental champions. He's had it. He's done it all. Maybe not as many times as a lot of the others, but he's definitely been. I think he was a six-time world champion between WWF and WCW back in the day. So he's my number two, Macho Man Randy Savage. My number three, as far as my Mount Rushmore of pro wrestling, would probably have to be Stone Cold Steve Austin. Definitely a one of the greats as far as if you have to pick four, he's definitely in the top four for me. Just with the impact he made in that 6 year period in the 90s and early 2000s and the Attitude Era, he was the man. So he has to be in my top four. He's the third of the Mount Rushmore Pro Wrestling. Uh, and also, my number four, you can't stop. 30 years of destruction, decade of destruction, it was known as back in around 2000, but 30 years in the industry can't be denied. The Undertaker, Mark Calloway, The Undertaker has to be my fourth pick as far as being an awesome character. He'll probably be in another Mount Rushmore when I go into categories for these videos, but definitely The Undertaker is my number four and my Mount Rushmore of professional wrestling. So Hulk Hogan, Macho Man Randy Savage, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and The Undertaker. Definitely. You could make arguments for Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels. You could make arguments for Bret the Hitman Hart. You could make arguments for Nature Boy Ric Flair. You could even make arguments for the likes of John Cena. Maybe even the likes of Andre the Giant he's a big candidate when it comes to Mount Rushmore's of pro wrestling. But I definitely think the four I picked, Hogan, Savage, Austin, and Undertaker. Yeah, it's hard to, because all of them to an extent transcended the eras as well. But there you go. That's my Mount Rushmore pro wrestling. Take it easy, guys. Thank you. Kyoster over and out. And remember, have a superplex day and a turnbuckle tomorrow.